Hi, my name is Johnny Armstrong, and I would like to talk to you about alternative transportation. But before I dig into it all and spit numbers, I want to ask you all a question. Who likes riding their bicycle? And who likes sitting in traffic? Commuting is a way of life for Chicago area residents, but how many people actually drive their car every day and from where? A report from the U.S. Census Bureau reported a staggering number of cars commuting into Cook County from neighboring counties. According to the report, from surrounding cities and suburbs, 323,460 people drive their car. They sit in traffic and they contribute to global warming via carbon emissions. Those numbers are among the highest in the country, translating into a lot of car time. But for those who live in Cook County, the average time to get to work is 31 minutes, which is 6 minutes higher than the national average. The Census Bureau also noted that most commuters are traveling solo on a daily basis. 71% drive alone compared to 18% who use public transportation and 9% who carpool. The statistics came from the Census Bureau's annual American Community Survey used to make transportation planning decisions. Now, I understand everyone can't ride their bike all the way from their house in the suburb, but how about trains? Who here likes riding the train? I remember when I was a kid, there was this train that went through the zoo in Milwaukee. I look forward to that field trip every year so we could hop on the train and go around and see the zoo. And every time I take a train in Chicago or to Chicago, a little part of me flashes back to my youth and I can hear the train conductor yell, "All aboard!" Well, Chicago does a great job at getting people where they need to go via rail. Union Station in downtown Chicago handles approximately 120,000 passengers on every day via Amtrak, and Metra handles an additional 300,000. The Chicago Transportation Authority, or CTA for short, provides an elevated train that has 1,356 rail cars that operate over 8 routes and 224 miles of track. The CTA trains make about 2,250 trips daily and serve 146 stations. Chicago is one of the few cities in the world that has rail service to 2 major airports. CTA's Blue Line can take customers to O'Hare, while the Orange Line train travels to Midway. 726,459 people ride the L every day, and another 957,000 take the bus. Chicago amazed me when I first visited and eventually became a resident. My nearly 9 years of living in the city, I lived in Ravenswood, Wicker Park, Logan Square, Humboldt Park, Old Town, and Gold Coast. All these neighborhoods are connected via public transportation. You can get anywhere you want in Chicago via public transportation. So what does all this mean? It is a lot of numbers. And there must be an equation of some sort to figure something out, right? If we have already keep this amount of people out of their automobiles, can we get more people to make the switch to either bike, bus, or train? Well, riding your bike reduces household emissions and greenhouse gases. This is the most beneficial mode of alternative transportation. Cars produce about a pound of carbon emissions per mile. Bike produces none. Bikes are also 50% faster during rush hour, and when you spend less time in traffic and more time on your bike, you can get more things done. When I lived in Chicago, I rode my bike to and from work each day. It took me 22 minutes versus 30 minutes in a car. The ride was 5 miles door to door, and I had a bike link my entire way. And I didn't have to worry about going to the gym each week because you get your workout to and from. It saddens me to say here in my new hometown, Madison, we could have had a speed rail that connected Milwaukee to Madison. The governor, Scott Walker, shot down the idea and refused $810 million of money from the government that would have initially funded the construction for the project. Instead, he is more focused on getting money to improve our freeways. Some people just don't see the big picture. I see the development around the city for what could have been. There are would-be train stations around the city that have maybe hopes of one day having a passenger rail go through. If you're lucky enough to live in a city like Chicago, I beg you to take alternative transportation to work. I often wish I could take a train to my job, which is 11 miles each way. Biking would take an hour, which is just not in my hands of cards on most days. The bus would also take an hour with 3 transfers, and unfortunately I cannot dedicate that mode. So I beg you to get on your bike, take the train or bus at least once a week, and we can help lessen the impact of carbon emissions that lead to global warming. Thank you for your time.